Welcome to 20 at 10 with Nat. I'm your host, Natalie, and my special guests tonight are the duo Ordinary Elephant, consisting of Crystal Hariu-Damore and Pete Damore. And I'm very excited to have them. They're two of the loveliest people that I've met in a long time, and they're always a pleasure to interact with and see live. And so please welcome Pete and Crystal. Hello.
We're here.
You're here. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We were chatting earlier, and I mentioned that I was going to talk about how we met, and then I realized I don't remember the first moment we met. I know maybe I saw you guys around, but I don't know that I met you. I know I shook your hand at Americana Fest, Pete. In the hotel. I remember.
You're hurt and you don't remember either.
Now I'm hurt. I know but I don't know if you knew who I was. It was 2019 at Americana Fest. But I know our mutual friend Tom Meany always speaks so highly of you guys. And I remember he tried to get me to go to a show that y'all did in Galveston that he drove down to, I think. Or maybe he opened for you or something.
Oh, yeah, at Old Quarter.
Yeah, so I remember...
And
Jamie.
Yeah, I've
Jamie
known
Harris.
of you guys for a long time, but I don't know that I saw you live until Corpus Christi last year, 2020.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
At the Corpus Christi Songwriter Festival.
I think same here.
Or not. Well,
Right?
Gosh, I don't know. It all blends.
Did
I
y'all go to
guess.
Swerfa in 2019?
No, we haven't
you go to
been
Folk Alliance?
since like.
In 2020?
We went to the main.
Okay, I was there too, so maybe we met at Folk Alliance.
I think.
Well,
that's
I mean,
what
except that I shook your hand at
seems-
Americana Fest. See, I don't remember.
It's all just one big blur.
What-
We've always known each other on
Sure.
some level.
You know? From the time we were born, we were aware of each other in the
Yes.
universe.
Yes.
We knew, the three of us. We're like, someday, in several
We're
decades,
gonna be
couple
on a
decades?
computer together
Yeah.
during a pandemic.
Yeah, before Instagram was invented, we knew. Before Facebook was a thing, we knew we were going to be friends. Well, it's been a pleasure. I don't know you super well, but it's been a pleasure knowing you the little that I've known you. And I love how you guys sing together and the way that you blend your talents together and make beautiful music. And
Thanks so much.
yeah, absolutely. And so I'm just thrilled that you're here with me tonight, and I'm excited to ask you some questions and let you share parts of your story with us.
This is question. Oh, I didn't know. That's
Wait,
like-
I didn't tell
No,
you?
just kidding.
I told her.
Nice. All right. We do have, I forgot I was in the wrong chat. I was in the private chat. We do have people tuning in. Brian's here on Facebook and Joanna on Twitch.
Oh wow.
And
That's cool.
This is
Joanna-
our first time on Twitch. We've never been.
Oh,
on
Tom's
Twitch
here
before.
too on
Tom.
Tom Martin
No.
on Facebook.
Do you know
Oh,
Tom Martin?
we don't know Tom Martin,
Central
but
Tom's-
Louisiana.
Yeah, he's
Oh.
in Louisiana.
I
Do you
wonder
remember meeting
what
Joanna?
that means.
Put you on the spot, Pete.
Do I remember?
see.
Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't put me on the spot. It had okay, 1-to-1 bar.
Ooh, sounds likely.
You think it wasn't at?
It was either there.
Oh, she
Or-
says no. Wow.
The Cactus Cafe
Possibly.
or
Those are two
Saxon
places.
Pub.
It could have been any
Or the
of
Bugle
these.
Boy.
Or Songwriter Serenade.
Ooh, it might have been the Bugle Boy. I know Joanna hits up all those places. Hey, John Mook's tuning in too.
Alexandria.
Tom from
Oh, hey,
Alexandria.
Tom. We're further down south from you.
Yeah.
Down near Lafayette.
So y'all are in.
Songwriter Serenade.
See?
Oh.
You knew.
Okay. I've
didn't
never been
know,
to
but I
Songwriter
suspected.
Serenade. It's on my. Whoa.
You gotta go.
It's on. It's on my bucket list. Don't worry. I'll get there eventually.
It's lovely. It's a lovely group of people.
What's up, Ben Jones? We got lots of people tuning in on Facebook. If I
Cool.
haven't called you out, feel free to drop in where you're listening from. I'll give you a little shout out. Well, so I know that you guys. I want to make sure to mention you guys have a Patreon, and did you start it a year ago, like with lockdown? Is that
Kind
what
of.
launched?
We did, yeah. Well, That's true. Yeah. So we started it technically before that. There was something where we had been considering it,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some deal where the percentage was going to go up, like the percentage that
Oh.
Patreon gets was going to go up slightly, and if you started a page, you were going to stay with that lower percent. We're like, well, let's just log it, make us an account and have it, and we'll get to it. We'll get it done. Not really realizing that it was that someone could find you. We didn't
Oh.
make the whole thing. We just got an account, and so the
This is
pandemic
about
starts.
2018 or something. I think we did that.
Yeah, or maybe 2019.
Excuse me.
Probably a year before.
Yeah, it
the
was
pandemic.
wow.
And then pandemic starts, and we get an email notification. You've got a patron, a $1 patron, something like this, and we're like,
What? Who was your first
oh.
page? Can you you
So-
say, or is that private?
Well, it's someone who we played a house concert at
Yeah.
their house in San Antonio area, and I think she just probably went on looking for like, okay, who are musicians
Who
I
can I
know
help
and
out?
like, who can I
Yeah.
help out, and we're like, oh well, I guess we're doing this. Okay,
we
we're
should do
doing
something.
this. And we had been like the couple weeks leading up to that, we were like, okay, now's the time, that's
Yeah.
what makes sense, but so that really pushed us.
little
over.
fire there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a similar thing happened to me. I mean, I signed up for it early 2020, just kind of playing around, like, do I want to do this? I don't know. Then lockdown happened, and either someone found me and like advertised my Patreon, which was the sweetest thing. But I was like, oh, okay, where's my content? Like, blah. So
Yeah.
yes, that's. Sometimes it takes a pandemic to light a fire under your butt to get stuff
Yeah.
done. Who knew?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, okay, so people can find you at, well, you know what? I'll just go ahead and drop in all of your links right now. I have several links where you can find our friends tonight. I'll post them right now. One of them is their Patreon link. And it looks like you've been pretty consistent across the board with Ordinary Elephant. So, and then your handle, is this your Instagram handle and your name at the bottom?
I think
Ordinary.
so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a very unique name that I feel like you were I don't know if you were strategic in picking Ordinary Elephant, but nobody else has that I've seen this name. So, of course, you could get the Instagram handle for it. Have you had trouble ever finding a
did.
handle?
Well, with the website, we couldn't get .com initially
Oh,
because there was
why?
it was like a
Textile artist.
okay, yeah,
Oh.
like a crafty
Initially.
person
They're gone.
making art, it was a
They gave
temporary
up.
thing, and so we now, I mean, we're at
You have it now?
ordinaryelement.net, but we now also have .com. So if someone
okay.
does the .com, it will redirect to us.
Okay, great. Well,
but yeah, otherwise
congratulations.
it wasn't an issue.
I have been unable to get NataliePrice.com. It's not a real site yet,
Aw.
but they won't sell it to me. So
Oh, that's
Yep,
the worst. What
unfortunate.
about Nat Price?
I have NatPriceMusic.com. I'm Nat Price Music everywhere. There's another
Yeah.
Natalie Price in the UK, and so once I couldn't have Natalie Price Music, I was just like, whatever I do, it needs to be the same everywhere, so it's not hard to remember,
Mhm.
So there's lots of Natalie Prices. There are a lot of really successful Natalie Prices actually, like on Forbes, like top 500 or whatever. Like people, like
Oh,
there's a
wow.
successful photographer, businesswomen, like. There's some really badass Natalie Prices out there. It's a little intimidating sometimes. But also fun to... Well, I'm not the only Natalie Price musician. There's another one in the UK, but, we're holding down the fort.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay, but how did you come up with your name, Ordinary Elephant? Like, why did you choose that?
Yeah.
I realize I'm not the first person to ask you this. Surely everybody asks you this. But I've never heard you
Yeah.
actually explain why and how.
Yeah, we get it a lot, and it's we like being asked. It's basically because there are, in our opinion, there are no ordinary elephants. So even your everyday ordinary elephant out there is this magnificent creature, and there are a lot of things in life that way. If you take the time to look, and so it's kind of a reminder to us to just always take a second look at things that may seem ordinary or not.
I like that. That's cool. Appreciate it. Take an extra beat
Yeah.
and look around.
Yeah.
Open your eyes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
what has been one of the highlights of your careers, together or separate, whatever? Like, what would you call a highlight?
I'd say so. Well, we in 2018, was that in 18? Yeah, the beginning of the Folk Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning of 2018, we went to the big Folk Alliance, and they have an awards program every year, and we won an award there that we were very much not expecting. So there was, leading up to it, the nominees got announced or whatever, a little bit before the event, and we were on the list for Artist of the Year for the previous year, and we're like, okay, like, along with like War and Treaty and Rose Cousins and these, like, people that we respect and are these phenomenal artists, and we're like, okay, that's crazy,
Don't
but
know how that happened.
don't know how that happened, but we were just so thankful to be on the list. But like, okay, there's no way we're gonna win, but like, this is awesome to be nominated.
Right.
And then we go to the conference, and we go to the awards show because we're on the ballot and all this, and they called our name, and we were like, what?
Wow.
And it was such and the way they pick their nominees, but for the winners, it's based on a vote. So people who are part of Folk Alliance, who are members of Folk Alliance, vote. And so just the fact that our community, rallied behind us in that situation, and it wasn't something like, oh, we submitted this song to a contest or something. We had just been doing what we were doing. We were just getting out there and just trying to write our songs and share our music, and got recognized for that. And that it felt organic, and just it felt good to be a part, to feel like we were a part of the community in that way.
Yeah, that's really cool. Congrats also.
Mhm. Thanks.
Is there something called Sequestered Songwriters? Is that a real thing? Someone said that they're happy you're a
is.
part of Sequestered Songwriters. What is that?
Oh, yeah, I see that comment now. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, so Courtney Patton and Jason Eady, I don't know if you're familiar with them, Nat, but they're where in Texas do they live? Do you know?
I think they're near Fort Worth.
Okay.
Maybe like an hour outside.
Great musicians and singers and
Songwriters,
songwriters and people, and they started something called Sequestered Songwriters with the pandemic. And
It was every week.
Monday, Tuesday, Monday, every Monday, where they would pay tribute to an artist. So like Johnny Cash or Merle. It started with Merle Haggard actually for his birthday. They were like, oh, get these different artists together, and everybody does a song by that artist, and they just kept it going. And so every week it was a new artist, and they would announce it the day that it happened. They would announce the next artist, and so Tuesday morning, people got to at 10 a.m. text Jason what song they wanted to do, to try to claim it, to try to get it, and hope that you get the one you wanted. But we didn't even know about it, and our friend Nick Versosa, do you know him by any chance?
I don't know if I do.
Okay, well, he's a great guy, also musician, and there was a Ralph Stanley tribute, and so he just thought of Pete because of banjo and just that kind of style, and he was like, "Hey, would y'all want to do a song for this week?" And we were like, "Okay,"
Yeah.
and just had a week to learn the song, and then we got just welcomed into that community, and it was great. We didn't do it every week from then on, but we
tried.
of them.
Yeah.
And it's just it helped. You kind of stretch your we learned an Elton John song, and
Yeah.
Paul Simon.
It was
and
good.
Yeah, it was fun. And they're going forward with it now. Like, they did it for the full year. They did Merle Haggard again, and then they're taking a little break. And I think it's starting again next week.
Ooh.
I think.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Maybe sometime this month it's starting up again. And instead of
May.
it being based on artists, it's going to be based on a theme. So it'll be a
Ooh.
new theme every week, and the artists get to do it, either an original song or a cover song that applies.
Is it open to other artists? Like, can other artists join it, or is it like people have to be invited?
Yeah, I think it's kind of invite. I mean, we're not really. I don't think we really have invitation privileges.
We're like on the lower tier. No.
Nice.
I don't know. We kind of came in, through someone
Almost
else.
towards the end, yeah. But
yeah, I don't know how that
it's just kind
worked.
of, I guess, friends, and they'll invite people.
Yeah. It's kind of a rotating. I mean, different people will come in and
yeah, and
not do
a lot of the
everything.
artists are kind of in the Texas country scene more than
Gotcha.
the folk scene. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad y'all have been able to be a part of it. What would you say has been, this is kind of maybe an odd question, what would you say has been one of the lowest moments in your career, but maybe it turned out to be a good thing?
That's a good one.
I don't know
It
about.
turned out to be a good thing.
I know. It's like,
Huh.
I mean,
Well, just
sometimes
the-
I have to redeem my lowest moments by being like, well, what's this thing I got out of this moment?
Sure.
um,
I mean, I feel like I kind of look at a lot of things that way. And so I don't even remember them as low moments.
Right.
Does that make sense?
mhm.
Maybe like what somebody on the outside looking in might think is a low moment, but you were like, actually, this was kind of cool because...
Yeah. Well, so there's this one night in Tennessee, right? Is that in?
I don't know what you're going to say.
We were playing a little
Oh,
a little show. That
That's
we
a
will
good
get to
one.
that, Joanna. We see your
Joanna.
comment. That is we will get to that. So we were playing this little gig in Tennessee, and it was very much just a tips only.
that was the low moment.
That was pretty low. Yeah,
Tips
it was
gig.
Tips only. And as we're counting our.
And no one's paying attention.
No one's
You know
paying
that.
attention. It's the kind of where you're totally background, like people. We were literally between. It was us, and then the thoroughfare where people come in from the door and go to the
get a
little
sandwich.
cafe counter to
Right.
get something, and it's just that awful feeling of like, no one cares that I'm here, and when we were counting our tips at the end of the night, there was lots of change, and also a zipper. And it was just like, okay, that was, that was, okay, a zipper.
Change in a zipper.
But
Maybe
there was
someone
a
was
cool
like
thing.
pulling a zipper out of their purse, like ripping
Or
their
just
purse
all of,
apart.
they just wanted to give us everything out of their pockets, and that was in their pocket, maybe.
What kind of
But-
zipper was it? Because there's different kinds.
Mm.
Like it could
It
be like a
seemed
purse
like a
zipper or like
jacket.
okay. I was like,
I think more a jacket zipper, maybe, if I recall. But
I guess the
there
word should be
was
like
a guy
fly
there
zipper or
that
something.
I was gonna.
no, it wasn't that. I don't think. God,
A backpack zipper, a coin purse zipper, all kinds of zippers.
It's true.
Oh,
But there was a guy there that night that we didn't talk to. Like he was super like reclusive and whatever. And someone else that either worked there or was just a regular. I think he was just a regular there. Gave us this draw. He had drawn us while we
Oh.
were playing, and apparently this guy like he's super like quiet and doesn't really talk to a lot of people, and it was kind of a big deal that he had drawn us. Like
Wow.
for him, like whatever this person that knew him was like, that's really, he really liked you, that was his way of showing that, and it was, I don't know, it was cool. But like despite all of that, feeling like, oh my gosh, no one is paying attention. We're in a cafe next to a laundromat, and like nothing is, this just doesn't feel right. That someone was connecting on some level.
that's really
so that
sweet.
that was cool.
Yeah, that always feels good. To make like a personal connection.
Joanna commented that
Oh,
we
yeah.
were literally about to play Strange Brew in Austin for the first time. Like we had
Oh, the
done
first
open mic.
time.
Yeah, we had done the open mic thing, but we had never played a gig there. We're going to be playing a gig there. It was going to be
Our
our CD release, and so excited. And then it shut down. So that
So
was,
many,
that was sad.
every musician I talk to, just, it's legendary. People always talk about Strange Brew, and everyone's so sad it's gone. And yeah, it's crazy,
Yes.
like how cool that place was to all the musicians. I think I only played there. I attended a show there, and I played an open mic
Cool.
once.
Yeah, same
maybe.
for us. Yeah, we had seen
Yeah.
shows.
How long have
Yeah.
you been in Austin?
I've been in Austin for a while. I just
Okay.
it took me a little bit to come out from under the rock that I was living under.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really learn. Maybe it's like 2013 or 14, or I guess it was later than 2015. I don't know, but it was still. When did it close? When was
That
that?
would have been 17.
I was gonna say it's been a minute.
January or February of 17.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
good times.
Yeah, that album came out in January 17th.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I know that I have hope that other people will open great spaces, and people who really want to hear the music and really want to hear the songs are going to create spaces to hear the music and hear the songs.
Yeah.
And the play for tips or the background music gigs will probably always continue to exist also, but
True.
there are people who are like us that love the music, that maybe themselves are not musicians, that want to have a space to consume music in that way. Like going to house concerts is one of my favorite things also. So
Yeah.
Same. Yeah.
like there will be other cool places like Strange Brew. And there are already some that are popping up. And some of them are, turn out to be house venues. That it's people that are like, well, I got space. Let's make it happen,
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool.
So
What was that house concert in Austin where he recorded it all? The guy that made the preamp, the Red Eye.
Oh,
What was that house concert?
Red
called?
Eye?
Yeah, the guy that made the Red Eye preamps that everyone uses.
Darren.
Joanna
Joanna
Saint.
Yeah,
Darren.
Darren.
What was
That's
his
right.
last name?
I can't remember the name of the house concert, but
Does
he was
he-
hosting like
Once a week.
almost
For
like real house concerts.
Like pre-lockdown?
Oh, yeah,
yes, yes.
Okay.
It.
A Pelt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Darren
that's
Appelt.
right.
Thanks, Joanna.
That was a great house concert.
Yeah, but yeah, he had to stop doing it for health reasons.
Right.
But yeah, it was such a cool
Some
Um,
Milk Drive there.
and 10-string symphony.
10 strings. Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw some cool shows there. Ham Jam.
That's what it was
it.
called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
cool. Well, so one thing I like to ask people is, can you recount for me your earliest memory of hearing a song and just being moved by the music, loving the song, or just being like, "What is that? I want to know what that is. I need more of this." Anything come to
Yeah.
mind?
There you can.
My first my first musical love was the Beatles. And my first favorite song, I think, was She Loves You. That was like the first year or whatever of liking music. I remember getting the album Please Please Me, where they're looking over the balcony and stuff. And that was just all I didn't really... Music before that wasn't anything that I had noticed. It had been on, but...
How old do you
But
think you were
not
at the
a-
time?
Oh, I was 11 or 12.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all know Rush? Have you been on Rush's show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
he's wonderful.
Just making sure. Well, since he loves the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
the
about you?
Beatles.
I guess he does the
I
Beatles
just
thing.
thought that
Yeah,
was
down
random.
off the Beatle path.
Yeah.
Crystal, what about you?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I feel like there's been lots of moments like that. For me, I'm very much a lyrical person, so
Mhm.
I listen to words when I'm listening to something, and so
Your
I'll-
earliest moment that you remember
I
being
feel like-
odd. Like,
I feel like for me, I guess it was probably Jewel, because that was
Which
you know, I mean,
song?
I was listening to to radio and popular music, and so there wasn't. I mean, there was stuff that I liked listening to, but it wasn't necessarily like lyrically
Mm-hmm.
all that great. But then for her to come out there and it be this like just this crazy voice that like just such a unique voice like vocally, and then to be it just felt so poetic compared to other things that were popular around that time.
Yeah.
For me it was like, oh, you can. And I always wrote, like I wrote first, like I wrote poetry and just did like writing before
Nice.
I wrote music, and so that was like, oh, you can do that in music. Well, that's that's when it really, I feel like, clicked for me that could go together in that way. Not that, obviously so many people had come before that, but that was before I got into the older folk music that I just hadn't really been exposed to before.
Cool. Do you remember a song in particular that was maybe your favorite?
I think I remember the song "Don't" from her album "Pieces of You," "Pieces of Me,"
Mm-hmm.
"Pieces of You." I can't remember now, but the song "Don't" that was the first song that I learned to play and sing. So that one, and there's a song "Adrian" on that album too. That was just, it's very very stripped down and stark, and it just again just highlighted that, like, oh wow, like how powerful words could be in music, and that's like people will listen in that way. Yeah.
That's cool. What?
I never noticed that line that Brian said, "Bills to feed, mouths to pay." That's
Yeah.
in that Jules song,
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you?
I'm
What
having
would
a
you say?
revelation. Sorry.
Nice. What would you say for you guys together, or either of you? What part of the process of making music, or the part of whatever, the whole process of music, whether it's, consuming it, teaching it, writing it, creating, producing, performing, like that whole process, what in all of that brings you the most joy?
It's hard because there are so many parts of it, and that are, I guess, joyful in different ways.
Maybe what gives you the most energy? Like you just get really excited.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely get really excited when writing. Like, I will get excited about things, like when I'm just holed up writing, and just when things are flowing, getting excited about lines and how a story is unfolding. But I mean, just when we sit down and, rehearse together, or play music together in the living room, just singing together is so, like, especially if we'll go a little, a couple days where we've been busy with other things and we haven't really sat down and played, and then we do it again after a couple of days, it's just like, yes, like just something that we just feel so fortunate being able to share that together,
Yeah.
I think for me it's jamming. I don't get to do it that often, so maybe that's part of why I love it so much too, is because it's not that common, but just playing tunes with people,
like at conferences or
yeah, or like a bluegrass jam that I can hang with. But just playing music and conversing with someone musically
Yeah.
it's such a high for me.
That's awesome.
I love it. Yeah.
Well,
and I guess oh, sorry, I was gonna
no,
say
no, go ahead.
like playing shows too, when it's
Yeah.
there are just certain audiences that are just, when you feel that energy that you're putting out, when you feel that coming back to you
Multiplying.
so many times fold, and it just lifts you up so much, there's just nothing else like that. When you feel what you're putting out there getting getting to people and connecting with them, and
Yeah.
you feel them being moved by it, and it just it all
Yeah, that's the best.
yeah, it's
Yeah, I agree. That's really cool. Well, you ready for the pop questions?
ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Okay. Have you ever shoplifted?
Oh, no, I have not.
No. I mean, not on purpose. I think a few weeks ago I walked out of Lowe's with something and I went back in and paid for it. Does that
Nice.
count?
I mean, that's a fun story.
I don't I don't even remember what it was.
Nice. Okay.
Not well told.
Have you ever piloted an airplane?
Oh, no.
Even like a
That
little
would
one?
be frightening. I feel like that has to be one of the most stressful jobs.
What about like a
No,
remote control one?
I bet it kind of does itself.
Oh, but like being responsible for that many people's lives.
I feel like it'd be
That would
like
be stressful for me.
driving
Even
a
like remote
bus.
control?
I don't think I ever.
Oh, I've
did-
done a remote control
What?
plane, I think.
Or a
Or
drone?
maybe it was just a
A
car,
drone?
not a drone.
No.
This is like
Helicopter?
when I was little.
Stretching.
I can't remember if it was a
I've
plane. It
ridden
might
in
have
a
just been
helicopter.
I had a little.
Ooh. Why were you in a
Yeah, I've been in
helicopter?
a helicopter.
I did a Grand Canyon thing, and they took us out in a helicopter.
So you like hike
It
down
was-
and then they swoop you out?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was the river
Tour?
raft,
Oh, okay. Okay.
kind of. Yeah, it wasn't like crazy.
All right.
But I did really like the sensation of being in a helicopter.
You
it
did
was,
or did not?
It felt like a spaceship. I did. It
Ooh.
was like you could go anywhere, any direction.
Brian's asking
Brian-
if you've ever piloted a paper airplane.
Ah,
Yes.
yes.
I have too, actually. Surprise, surprise.
I've ridden one.
Wow, we all have this talent. We have you. How'd that go? Cool.
The metal ones work better. The
I
metal
think
ones.
that's what I've heard, you know? What, do you guys have a question for me?
Yeah, so what would your 13-year-old self think about or say to yourself now?
That's a good question. I haven't been asked that before. I've thought about it, but no one's ever asked me about it. I think my 13-year-old self was really lonely. And all I wanted was friends, to have friendship. And I was maybe just discovering music for the first time, like music I loved. And I was feeling something, and it was making that lack of friendship kind of hurt more. Like, 'cause people are singing about each other having somebody, you know?
Mhm.
And what was the question? What would she say to me now?
Say to you now, or think about where you are now, who
She'd
you are
probably
now.
be like, "Oh my gosh, you're so cool."
Yes,
thought
I'm
about
gonna be
it.
cool.
Well, I remember, like, as a kid, because I wasn't, like, a super cute kid, you know? So I was like, am I going to be pretty? Like, am I going to be married? Am I going to have kids?
Aw.
Am I going to, like, have friends? Like, will I be confident? Will I, you know, will I be cool? And it's not that, like, I'm a cool person, but, like, I do a bunch of things that I only dreamed about doing when I was 13. Like, that was when I was starting
Yeah.
to catch the dream of music. I'd never really... Up until that point, I'd tried out and auditioned for things and never gotten any solos, never gotten the part, you know? Like, I was always in the choir in the background, but never special and never always lonely, you know? So, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, wow, you, like, get on stage and stuff? That seems so scary, you know? Like, I could never do that." That's what she would probably say.
Yeah. Cool.
It's great.
Yeah. What did I just say? Always in the background, or never. Oh man, I forgot what it was. I'll go back and watch it. Always lonely though.
Always in the background, never picked for anything, never. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll watch it later. It seems like maybe that should be a line somewhere in the song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of songs, do you have a song that you're gonna play for us?
Yes, we will do a song.
Cool.
Yeah, this is actually a new song.
Ooh.
It has been shared with our Patreon page, and we've played it at one virtual show over on Crowdcast, but we've not shared it otherwise.
Wow, we're getting a fan exclusive.
Yeah.
Tonight, a premiere.
I had read an opinion piece in the New York Times written by a palliative care and hospice physician. It was an opinion piece on death, basically, on how the coronavirus has changed people's view of mortality. And there's a part that really stuck out to me, that, I mean, this is paraphrasing, but just that when death is not truly the end. Oh, bless you.
Wow, continue talking about mortality. I'm so sorry. I don't think I've ever sneezed before in the show. Whew, okay, sorry. New York Times, we're thinking about mortality differently.
Do you want
I'll
to
get
move
it when you're done talking.
Okay. So basically, there's this one section where he was talking about that death is not truly the end of your body. You know, you're on a molecular level, you break down, but the energy that makes up your body isn't destroyed. It just is transformed, and all your atoms remain intact, and they go on to become other things. And just the thought of there being this like set number of atoms in the universe that are just being recycled and rearranged, and was kind of comforting in a way. And I was working on a song prompt for a group, and it all came together in this song.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called Pigeons.
Ooh, I'm going to...
And he's going to move the
I'm going to mute
mic
and then move our mic real quick.
Pigeons. Wow, I might have another sneeze. I'm going to mute myself while y'all are playing. Thank you, Texas allergies, I guess. I worked remotely today on my laptop outside, and it was glorious. But maybe I have some extra pollen hanging out. Okay. How's everybody doing? Hanging in there? Oh yeah, Brian. I am self-actualized. My 13-year-old self-actualized. My 13-year-old dream self-actualized.
Yes. We tried to sit outside, and we have gnats.
We have a gnat.
Gnat.
We have gnats. We have a gnat problem at the moment.
It seems like there might be a plant you could have that would dissuade them from hanging around.
We will have to
Perhaps.
research
Do
that.
some research.
I'm going to take my little earpiece
Okay.
out. Let's pretend we are pigeons strutting around a Sunday bench, dancing for our dinner from an old man humming old hymns. We can be beggars, we can help pass the time, build a bridge for joy to walk upon without seeing the desire. Let's pretend we are rosary beads being rolled in wrinkled hands, or sunk deep into a stranger's skin next to the name of his first band. We can be someone's prayer, we can be a permanent scar, We can be the dust that grants the wish inside a falling star. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. And everything that is always been and will someday be there. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are poetry, printed on the page, watching heavy eyes trace our shape as we give their way to name. We can be a teacher, we can be a hand to hold, outlive the mind that wrote us down, and forgive the words it chose. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. And everything that is has always been and will someday be again. But ashes to atoms, we all fall from our skin. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a promise, hanging heavy from a tub, put out like a handshake for someone else to judge. We can be a savior or a trick up the sleeve. We can be who we say we are or who they need us to be. We're in the service of a circle that ain't broken yet. So let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends. Let's pretend we are a choir, sing a chorus that never ends.
Yay!
Thanks.
What was that line? Something about someone's skin, the name of his favorite band. Are you talking about Tattoo?
Yes.
Okay, what's the line though? It took me a second to catch what was happening. I was like, oh, that's a cool way to describe it.
Let's pretend we are rosary beads being rolled in wrinkled hands or sunk deep into a stranger's skin next to the name of his first band.
Oh, first band. Okay, cool. Yeah, I really like that line. That was super cool.
Thanks.
And I just realized my
Oh,
guitar.
Carla.
Oh.
Sorry
Is that
for
a
the
friend?
We have
A
a
furry
bass
friend?
We have
drum.
a drummer over here.
Uh,
We have here's our.
hey.
This is Carla.
That's a cute little drummer.
Yes.
Just double checking. This was fine a minute, like 30 minutes ago, and now it's not fine.
Do you have?
Ours were too.
So do you have light? If you have the big bright lights, the heat from them could be.
I actually
affecting it,
don't
maybe.
tonight, but I'm standing next to it, and I am kind of warm tonight. Why? Why is it always the B string?
Yes, I feel like that is a common culprit.
What's your... I started asking this to musicians, like, what's your least favorite string on the guitar?
I think the high E for me.
No,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't like
That
high
of a
notes that much.
note. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, I mean, B, because I feel like one, it often feels like the one that's out of
Wow.
tune, and it just throws the
B is
whole
such a B.
Symmetry.
thing off.
It
Yeah.
throws the symmetry off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't.
These-
You had lots of claps
Oh.
and applause, and I forgot to show it to everyone. All right, I think I'm in tune. This one is called Less and Less, and it's a fairly new song. I guess I wrote it maybe in February for a songwriting group. And maybe I did it. Maybe it was late February, but it was kind of an insane prompt. When people get all fancy with their prompts and they're like, "Yeah, you need to put these 3 phrases in your song, or like these 5 things," I'm like, "Come on."
That's a lot.
Especially when you have to like use them word for word, it just makes it really difficult. So
Yeah.
there was a website you had to go and I guess press a button and it would auto generate a city and a state, a time of day, a day of the week, and a direction. You had to use all of those in your song. And I decided to change a couple of them because it made my song truer, if that made sense.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
kept the city and state.
Cool.
I feel
Nice.
pretty proud of that. So, anyways, it's called Less and Less. I've never been to Henderson, Nevada, but I'd take a train, a bus through the rain if you said I oughta. And I'd hope you'd be waiting for me at the station. But reality says you'd still be in Austin. Once upon a time, I was on your mind, and now it's true, I matter less and less to you. 1:33 at that truck on the street, Sunday luncheon. July blazing sun, margarita drunk, stomach rolling. Too tipsy to drive, so we walk for a while to find water. We got lost on the way, so we sat in the shade too sober. Once upon a time, I was on your mind, and now it's true, I matter less and less to you. I face southwest and watch the sun set, 'cause now it's true, I matter less and less to you.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
I could totally hear like an accordion, like a Mexican
Oh.
mariachi kind of.
Yeah. I also pictured I was thinking about it recently, and I was like, that Johnny Cash song, dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da da, like beat in the background.
Yeah.
Anyways.
That's a lot of them. I Walk the
Yeah.
Line.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that one would be good. Yeah, that beat. I thought it'd be fun. So, anyways, yes, Joanna. That is my
Yeah.
favorite
Yes, that was-
rhyme I think I've ever done. And I smile every time. I'm like, if you say I oughta. Felt so clever, but anyways. Nevada's hard
It
to
was great.
rhyme.
That was lovely. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, and thank y'all so much for being my guest tonight and hanging out
He's
with me
like-
for an evening.
Trying to think of one.
Yeah.
He was trying
You
to
got
think of
another
a
one?
rhyme for Nevada. No, I just
Oh,
saw
no.
his brain. He was just like staring off. I could tell he was trying to come up with one.
No, I don't.
I
have
bought
any.
that's an app. Anyways.
Mm.
Oh, I was going to ask you guys, are y'all speaking and playing on an ear trumpet mic?
We are.
Which
We
model?
love it. This is a Delphina. We also have
Delphina.
an Edwina. But yeah, we love them so much. It's
Awesome.
Yeah.
They're on my wish list. I'm like, I wonder if I can get one next. Yeah, they're.
And they're
They
good
look really
people
fun.
too. The people who
Yeah.
make them. They're just
I was
nice.
chatting with their reps at
Lovely.
Folk Alliance. I was like, ugh. So cool, and I'm glad that y'all love it.
Yes.
Thank you so much again for being my guest tonight and hanging out. I'm going to drop in your links one more time to the chats,
Well, this
all of
is-
the
Thank you
chats.
Yeah.
for
This
having
is so
us.
fun.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard, you know, obviously everyone's not been able to connect in the same ways. So it's always nice to have someone that's maintaining that connection the way you have been. So we
Awesome,
appreciate
thanks.
that.
Yeah, it's been obviously if you were in town and be like, let's grab coffee or something, or
Right.
tacos or whatever you grab with people, beers, coffee,
I miss
tacos.
tacos.
What do you
Miss
have
tacos.
that's like? What's
We
your
can't really eat
tacos?
anything here much.
I mean, the thing here,
everything's
like-
pretty fried and
Or, like,
seafoody.
Crawfish is a big thing here, but he's allergic to shellfish.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, there's
okay.
like boudin and
It's just all bad for you.
cracklin and
The
Yeah.
food here, like the classic.
Cajun
po'
po'
food.
here.
boys.
All right. Well, I'm sorry you can't participate.
It's okay.
We're just
Thank-
trying to stick around longer.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that because I want y'all to keep making beautiful music. So,
Oh, thanks.
yeah. Thank you for premiering a new song. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again for having us.
Big group hug with Joanna.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's Citizen Eatery?
That is a plant-forward place here in Austin.
Mm.
Explain, please.
I believe it's vegan. Mostly.
Okay.
So, like, it's
Translation.
dairy-free
Yeah.
cheese.
Awesome.
We
Like
are
there's dairy-free
dairy-free, so that
queso
would be-
and like,
I'm afraid to like look up where we usually would go and if it's like closed now. That's what I'm afraid of.
That's where do you usually go?
Well, I don't know. What was the place down that we
Kirby? Old Magnolia.
Well, Magnolia. That was just one place, right?
Kirby's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just one Magnolia that closed, or was it all of them?
I know one did. I don't know about the other. There were a couple
Yeah.
locations.
No, what's that breakfast place that's vegetarian?
Oh, Bolden Creek or
Yeah, Bolden
Yes.
Creek.
yeah.
Oh, so good.
Mother's closed.
Yeah, that was.
We
Oh,
we
no.
recently, it's kind of pricey, but there's a place called Picnic, Picnik,
I haven't tried to go
that
there.
we really like that
Recent
place.
Lovely.
Heather thinks just one Magnolia closed. So
Okay,
how
good.
about next time you
Heather.
come in town, just ask friends where you should go,
I know.
and then you don't have to worry about. Well, I guess you
Well.
can still look up Magnolia, but
And then what's like the taco place now? I don't even know.
there's so
We're gonna go to
many.
Taco Deli.
Fortunately,
Taco Deli is kind of where we have been going, but
When we were- yeah.
there's some trucks that are really great. Have you been to Cosmic
Mm.
Coffee yet?
no.
there's Cosmic Coffee, so it's a coffee shop and bar, and lots of outdoor seating, so it's been great during the lockdown. And then they have a couple of different food trailers, and one of them is a taco truck, which is pretty great.
Where is it?
South side of town, like,
Okay.
believe it's south first and near 290 on the very south side, South Congress.
Okay.
Thanks, Joanna.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been to radio. We like radio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Veracruz, the tacos at Veracruz are so good. So
Okay.
good.
Oh, we've gotten tacos from a truck there. It was probably that.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably.
so.
That were good.
Yep.
Now
Well,
we want
come to town
tacos.
soon.
Thanks, Natalie.
Yeah.
We were planning a
Just here
trip
to
to see
make you
my
hungry.
yeah. We're planning a trip to see my family, but I don't know how many other people we're going to be able to
That's fair.
see when we're there.
Okay. Well, someday. And in the meantime,
But yeah, like maybe later this year.
cool. All right. Well, I hope you'll have a wonderful night.
Yes,
too.
you too.
Thanks.
Bye,
is so fun.
everybody. Thanks
Thank
for hanging
you.
with us.